did you talk?
I think so.
Okay, good.
I think I kind of did, like, said what Alexis said, getting to know the students personally and their interests. I said to, like, know them outside of just academics, like, instead of, being like, hey, how do you do in math today, or things like that, but also checking in, like, oh my goodness, you just told me last week that you're gonna go to Disney World, like, how was your trip? And just, like, letting them get excited that you're actually listening to them and that you know them. And also just doing, like, art days in the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
Like, always, yeah. What else did I put? And then for, like, behavior, I kind of put, like, being consistent for all students. Like, if we see one student doing something, we're also correcting the same behavior for another student. We're not letting it slide for one student, because then that student's just gonna feel like we're going at them, which we don't want them to feel. Yeah.
Six, responsive teachers promote, monitor, and reflect upon learning outcomes that in turn lead to improvements in student achievement, sharing knowledge. How will you clearly demonstrate learning targets? I think we just talked about this in class, but make it obvious and seen on the whiteboard or like your slideshow day. Maybe having like, I know that this last year during lesson with having the students verbally say the learning target, or building on background knowledge that previously you learned about blah blah blah, today learning about this.
Yeah. I have it on my slides, and I have them verbally say it with me. And I also, like, go back to it, and be like, hey, remember this was a learning target? Like, do you think you guys met up with that learning target, or do you think there's something else we could do to make it better? Or, like, things like that.
Yeah, I put, like, obviously posting them up, either writing them or having them on a slide. And then at the end of the lesson, having like a quick discussion. Like usually during mine, I'll like read it to them, and then they haven't been able to post it because of like the way like I can't make my own slides. It's like the curriculum's posted on the board. I think it's method, but like at the end I'll be like, oh, this was our goal for the day, like thumbs up, thumbs aside, or thumbs down on how you think you did. And then like allowing them to ask questions and
Use advanced organizers. I was kind of confused by what this meant, but I think it's just like being organized with like your lessons and yeah, I don't know what this one was talking about.
I put, like, you can use organizers as a way to activate students' background knowledge within a lesson. And then another way is to use organizers as like a visual aid. So they'll fill it out and then have it with them, so now they can look back at it. Also, like, teaching them how to see charts, diagrams, graphs, things like that. And then also teaching them how to use different organizers. So, the compare contrast Venn diagram is used when you're looking at two things and wanting to compare and contrast them. And a worksheet organizer is a way to get your notes out and like put it in order. Or like a mind map is when you have an idea and you don't know where to start and just gather it all around.
yeah, I pretty much said the same thing. And I said like they're also like graphic organizers are also really good for brainstorming and like documenting a student's thinking process, and then you can collect them or even just look over them and see how students are doing with that. And that's a really good way to get them to like reflect on their progress and also see stuff.
How will you use feedback / feed forward in teacher-student interactions? Letting students know what they did well and what the next step would be. Incorporating feed forward comments that guide improvement for future tasks rather than just evaluating their past work. Maybe if it's a little more serious, like having like a one-on-one conversation with them or a verbal check-in to see how they're doing, understanding where they maybe misunderstood something.
Yeah, I'd say like giving them feedback in terms of like being specific instead of saying, oh my goodness, this is great. And then you did a great job using this punctuation for this sentence. And then if a student is doing really good on the assignment, instead of just giving them like specific compliments, also giving them further suggestions on how to do better. And to make it like maybe a 5th grade level instead of 4th grade level. Things like that. Not like such a huge students.
I said making like corrections more of a discussion when we can, to give those students feedback and then allow them to give you feedback or to like share their response. I feel like obviously if you're just doing like a quick like, oh that's not spelled correctly, or oh look over that problem again, it's different. But like if it's more severe and you need to give them more help, allowing them to like have a conversation with you about it. Because I also feel like a lot of times it's always just like, do this, you did this wrong, do that. And that kind of like discourages students from like maybe thinking about what's on their mind. Like I was telling Allison yesterday, but my teacher was having our kids make like a map. They're learning about maps and social studies, so she was having them make one of their bedroom, and she wanted them to color it in. And one kid colored in like not everything, but a lot of the stuff brown. And she was like, why did he color it all brown? Like, you need to go fix that. You can't just use brown for everything. And then I asked him, I was like, is a lot of this stuff in your room like wooden? Because that's brown. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, maybe try to add like a gray or something to show her, like, or go up and ask her, like, hey, if it's wooden, do you want me to color it a different color? Or, like, that's why I did it this way. And then he went up there to ask her, and she shut him down immediately and made him redo it again. So I was like, that just made me so sad. I was like, I feel like making it a discussion or at least letting them be like, this is why I did this. It's like important.
Even like specifically telling them, oh, I want color in there.
Yeah, or like,
Have 2 to 3 different colors, but make it look like they're one.
yeah. Because I was like, maybe add a red and make it rainbow. Like, I don't know, like,
Mix the book, no.
I was like, I don't know. Aesthetic doesn't mean necessary.
Last one, make success criteria obvious for students, providing them with a rubric, showing an example, maybe a checklist of what to do, and get their full points. Model good examples versus not so good examples to clarify those expectations. And maybe just like circling back to why we're doing this, or with the anchor around the essential question, just referring back to that.
I said that as well, like having a learning target just like that for them to all of their for the successful assignment. And I like how you said the like non-good examples as well, because then it lets students know like, oh, okay, I shouldn't do that either.
Yes.
I also put like having visual reminders at the end of the classroom, where students can like look at. So if it's for writing, having the different punctuations up on the board, that students can be like, oh yeah, I didn't have that in, so I'm gonna put that in.
Yeah, I agree. I think having like visuals and showing them like what you're expecting and like having it. I feel like that's a really good idea, Alexis. Like having like a example of like this would not receive full points. So like this is not up to my expectations and kinda like showing them that so that they're like, okay, like, let me, you know,